Uranus in the fourth house. The fourth house is the house of roots and foundations. It's to do with home, security, stability, residence, property, and the roots and foundations you have from your childhood, normally but not always associated with the mother. So Uranus, when he's in a difficultly aspected position in the fourth house, is often going to lead to periods of disruption, especially when young, in areas around roots and foundations. It could lead to a difficult childhood, one where one of the parents is absent or a tyrant, or that you, the individual, are just so much of a rebel and an anarchist that the parents don't know how to handle you. It creates a dichotomy in parent-child relationships between you and parents. And with a difficult Uranus in the fourth house, the idea of ever owning a regular, consistent, permanent home is something that you'd probably find quite boring. A neutral Uranus in the fourth house, however, does give an open approach to property management. It's probably someone who lives in a number of very diverse and different situations and locations over the course of their life. It's someone who has an open relationship towards family and is more inclined to see community as family as much as, if not more than, those who have blood. And a positive Uranus in the fourth house, well, this is someone who's always going to be on the lookout for new beginnings, for new options around property management, around deals and finances. And generally this will work quite well. This is someone who's always going to be friends, not family, but friends with their parents, one hopes. And there's always going to be a slightly hands-off approach to the dealings with people with blood in their veins, i.e. family, but at the same time, Uranus in the fourth house in a positive way is always going to have that open, protective, nurturing urge. It's not just concerned around family, it's also concerned around all peoples. A retrograde Uranus in the fourth house is often seen as someone who has great difficulty settling down in terms of finding physical location. And the only way they really find home, these people with a retrograde Uranus in the fourth house, is when they finally, first of all, find that home within themselves. And then there's Uranus in the 10th. Uranus, the 10th house, it's all about career. It's about public image, visibility, profile, status, goals and ambitions. It's about direction. It's to do with authority. It's to do with father, teacher, God, employer. It's to do with your ambition in life, what you actually want to do, what your job is, what your career, your vocation is. And with Uranus in a difficult way in the 10th house, it points to someone who's never going to be able to hold down a conventional, orthodox, normal, routine job. Because the idea of you ever taking orders is just ludicrous. It's never going to work. You need to either work for yourself or to be doing something that's highly individualistic that you carve a niche for and thus become multi-employable. A neutral Uranus in the 10th house does give an ambivalent attitude towards work. Again, it makes it difficult to work in conventional, routine team mode. Uranus in the 10th house will always be someone who's more innovative, who's going to look round corners, who's going to see around time, who's going to come up with unusual solutions to old problems and thinks outside the box. And a positive Uranus in the 10th house is going to bring someone who is stimulating, innovative, original and novel, who's always coming up with new ideas around work and who's got some very fast and exciting attitudes towards developing their professional career in a way that's never going to be conventional, but it's always going to be stimulating and it's always going to make people raise their eyebrows in a way that's like, oh, why didn't I think of that? And then there's retrograde Uranus in the 10th house. And these are the people who will regularly achieve a great deal of success professionally. They'll get just to that point where they're about to become really successful and then they'll go, yeah, but it doesn't interest me. I've got no interest in becoming famous or successful, so why should I bother? And these are the people to whom real success, it comes in terms of being self-accomplished, feeling content within themselves. It's not measured in terms of the outside world. Uranus in the 4th and 10th. Mummy and daddy, at home in the outside world. Different, not normal. This ends my chapters on Uranus. I hope it's been an interesting trip. Eventually, I'll get round to doing Uranus in aspect to each of the different planets. Until then, catch you later.